I saw a picture the other day. It was more of a wonder of times past, or rather a moment before my time began. I can't explain what it feels like to question if you have the strength to last, when the pressure of remaining steadfast seems to be beyond what is worth the reward, or even simply what is possible to complete. It's not something that can be described, that question, will I survive? Survive? Is that really what this life is to be? That is when God took me to a sacred space. My voice did not ask to go there, but my heart must have implored. A place filled with stories of old and books upon scrolls and letters of ancient victories, with captured gold and spoils of magnificent volume. And instead of settled dust upon the past, as we're used to in these earthen vessels, when I blew upon a book, the air filled with diamonds and treasures, gold dust, I presume, so rare and so fine, it would stick to my footprints. I looked like I was walking on the night sky, so tangible that the only sight in front of me that wasn't blinded by the reflection of a room filled with elegance was a single name. No title, no theme, no author, no date, just a name. So I opened the book, and there was nothing. I found another, and another, some heavier than others. Some books were so thick that I could not pick them up off the stand. Others were so thin that I skipped right to the end. Some pages were less glamorous than the others, but there were a few that, if I didn't know they were books, I would just mistake them for treasure. Treasure they are, because they tell the stories of the human life that God placed here on this earth, each for every time. I looked upon the shelves. I found my name. It wasn't my hands that were trembling, but my entire being couldn't stand. I fell to the floor. My face landed in my hands. I didn't want to look, but as soon as I hung my head, something within me rose up. I know now who lifted my eyes. My name written in gold. I knew that this book told it all. I opened the cover and I saw that it was full. I flipped and I flipped through those pages of old. I was on heaven's time, so I didn't care. I turned to the end and I saw just one line. When I saw it, I let out the loudest cry. My heart read these words. I didn't write them, but I knew they were mine. It said, I did not quit. I wept because I was humbled. I knew the reality was divine, even greater, that I wasn't the first or the last one. The victory wasn't mine. Someone made it possible. Someone helped me fight. Someone held me and empowered my life. I gathered myself to look upon the shelves and realized the place where I fell was right beside a bookcase called the Legacy Shelf. I tore open each book. I didn't read the stories because they weren't mine to tell. I just looked at the end. Every last page. This was the only important detail. Again, I cried. My heart burst from the inside. Every book held this line. I did not quit. 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 I don't know how I got to see the end ahead of time, but when I got back, I realized I had the chance to choose right there and then. Will I back down? Will I burn out? Or will I refuse to quit? Will I stand on solid ground? What I got to see was a possible glimpse, but the scales are weighed each and every day. So I choose for all of my days to uphold the legacy of faith, the standard I will raise. I decided what the end of the book says. I said I decided what the end of the book says. I decided to follow Christ all the way to the end. The end, in fact, is really where I began. I got out a paper of my own this side of heaven. and penned what I believe those who have gone before me also had written, maybe not with ink, but with a spirit of gold. Oh, I feel it in my bones. I am honored to partake in a heritage forged by fire and a legacy kept by power, the power of Christ. As he shouted at first, "It is finished," he cried with a loud voice, so loud it rang throughout every time. Catch it, hear it, feel it, let it shake you to your core. It is finished. This is what I wish someday that book will say. I did not quit. I did not quit. I did not quit. I did not quit. When all the possibilities were against me, I did not quit. When there was a mountain before me, I did not quit. When the valley surrounded me, I did not quit. When others gave up, I did not quit. When sickness sought to bind me, I did not quit. I know it's not the voice of my spirit I hear so profound. I know I'm hearing the voice of God. Let it resound louder. His renown is great because he cannot be stopped, whether by nature or by choice. His word finishes every start. Oh my God, I'm going to preach this as long as I live. As long as he's alive, I'm alive. As long as he's pressing on, I'm pressing on. As long as he's writing, I'm writing. As long as he's speaking, I'm preaching. As long as he's healing, I'm praying. As long as he's working, I'm running. As long as he's winning, I am fighting. As long as he's creating, I'm finishing. As long as he's pouring, I'm pouring. Oh, I hear my own self on the other side of this thing running and leaping and praising God. For those streets of gold aren't made for walking, they're made from running. Oh, let the dust be stirred from my feet carrying this gospel. Kick up the gold from the forging of the fire of servanthood. I'm about to blaze a trail. I'm going to be dancing on the victory won by a Christ that never gave up. Forget dancing on a grave. Leave that behind. There's no dust in heaven. I'm going to dance upon life. When David brought the ark in and was dancing undignified, it wasn't him dancing in the dust. It was Christ kicking up the glory of revived life. I did not quit. I refuse to quit because he refused to quit on me. I can't quit. I won't quit on you. You can't quit too. Excuse me while I preach to myself for a moment, and then I'll preach to you too. When there was only 2, I did not quit. When there was 2,000, I did not quit. I did not quit when I was tired. I did not quit when I couldn't sleep. I did not quit when I saw no way out. I did not quit when I was offered a way out. I did not quit when they said I had done enough. I did not quit when they said I didn't have enough. I did not quit when they told me to be quiet. When they told me I wouldn't make it. When they told me I would run out. When they told me it would give out. When they came. When they left. When they poured. When they kept. When they shouted. When they shook their head. When they said I was crazy. When they hung on every word I said. Doesn't matter what they said about me. It matters what I said about him. The gospel is still the power unto salvation. I'll say it till I die. Even then, I will still have the fire. Don't you worry. I'll shout it from the rooftops of the holy city. Jesus saves. He heals. He delivers, right now and forever too. We must all have this audacity to stand in the midst of an enemy and stand for what is right, what is whole, what is real, and damn every lie to hell from which it came. I will pioneer this faith in this generation to which I was called. Others ran before me, and more will run on. But what will the next runner do if I forfeit the call? I won't. They won't. We won't. He knows my expected end, but I'm writing even now those words I long to hear. Thou good and faithful servant, well done. I can't imagine what Jesus heard when he grabbed the keys of hell and rose from the grave that glorious day. All of heaven danced around. When he poured that precious vial of blood upon the altar, oh, what sounds of victory! Oh, how great a sound! That the one who came and found the lost refused to give up ground. He marked a spot and held on tight, not to pain, but to promise and reward greater than all. If he did all that for me just to give me life, I will not back down from this too, just to escape a fight. Forward, onward, faster, farther. Now it's passed on to you. I have prepared the way with urgency and boldness. I refuse to be told it's not worth it. They're talking about you. I will pass it on to you. You are my why. You are his why. Now what is your why? I implore you, find out why. Ask me. Ask me why I did not quit. Instead of working against me, ask me why. You'll be surprised that it's your purpose also to wage a fight. Really, if I'm honest, it's more of an honor than a fight. It's an honor to run. It's an honor to serve. It's an honor to preach. It's an honor to die. It's an honor to bless. It is an honor to fly around this world and be a carrier of something greater than I. I've read the end of the book. Those who are faithful win. I want to be counted on that shelf of legacy, to be among the men and women that believed and clove to God till the very end. Thank you to my pastor who imparted unto me the love for treasure in earthen vessels, for the gold that shouts of victory, for the faith that contends through every pressure, for the oil that carries purpose and power, for the torch passed on throughout the ages, for the fire that never smolders. I will not back down. I will not hold this back. I am a gospel preacher. I did not quit.